First sight of Angkor Wat. You. Look at these intricate carvings on all the walls. And these statues. This is the main temple. And the murals insane are absolutely incredible. I mean, it depicts a battle. It's a chariot, a horse, a chariot with an archer, multiple chariots. Battle probably against the Ayutthaya kingdom, or maybe the Cham, or maybe the Vietnamese, who knows. So Angkor Wat is built with this water thing, the bridge that we crossed, and then essentially you have an outer wall, an inner wall, and then Angkor Wat, or the central temple. Now we're walking through these long galleries depicting military parades, battles, etc. And I'm going to move in towards the central area here of Angkor Wat, where you have these iconic temples, which here we're on the side of one. You can see another one right there. And so in between these, I'm gonna just call them outer walls and inner walls, but they're actually like hallways. And you have these open spaces. I remember back in the 90s when I came here for the first time, I really loved climbing all the steps here. It was an exciting activity for a young me, but there were no wooden structures here. You had to walk on the original stones, and there were also not that many tourists. And the country was still recovering from a not so old civil war, so the whole ruins were filled with handicaps from the war. If you look at these steps that say do not climb, you can tell why this was really fun as a kid. This is actually quite a challenge to get up there, super steep and degraded. But it seems like you cannot go up there anymore. Things change with time, and policies to protect these heritage sites improve with these steps. Are you ready? Right. So this is the central and most famous temple in Angkor Wat. And there's only a central way to climb up. And the
ครับผม
สวนทางเขา
warm, it must be warm for your feet. No mames. No mames. No mires por arriba, por abajo. So apparently, this temple complex slash city of Angkor is more spread out than modern day Paris. ¿Dónde está Shmuka? Oh, there's a little courtyard in the top here. The climb is not too difficult. I mean, it's just the heat. And if you suffer from vertigo, I guess that's also an issue. But it's absolutely beautiful. Really reminds me actually of Tikal. You know, when you're up on the temple, overlooking the jungle. Now this is a great view. This is facing towards where we came in from. So you can see the whole path we walked along to get in here. And you can see this first outer wall, second outer wall, and then that temple, the first temple section there, and behind that is the water with the bridge, let's say. And in the distance on the hill there, maybe not clear, you can see another temple. So as said, there's temples all across here in the jungle. Used to be a massive city. And even though it's low tourist season, there's still a lot of tourists. The southern gate.
Different faces. Look on the left and on the right.
From different kings?
Different, like here's the Asurat on the right, and then the demand on the left side.
Okay. So this is our ride for the day with Joe in his remorque.
Hello.
Yeah. So a remorque is quite different from a tuk-tuk in that it has a motorbike pulling along a cart.
Welcome to Cambodia. Siem Reap, Angkor Wat.
Thank you, Joe.
With Joe tuk-tuk driver.
Exactly. And it's nice because you actually have, I have the feeling, more space, right? You have two seats facing each other. Yeah, and now we're at Bayon Temple, which is the temple with a lot of faces on all of the different towers, but I don't think you can see that from here. So as we're approaching Bayon Temple, I want to give you sort of a heads up on the processes. You can get your tickets either physically at the ticket shop, or you can get them online. So we got them online yesterday evening from the comfort of our bed. It's quite easy, super fast. So would recommend that. It's like 30 something dollars being an actual accepted currency here in Cambodia. And right, so our driver Joe is the driver who took us from the airport to our hotel for, I believe it was 20, was it 20, maybe 21, $23. So a very good price, as I said, cheaper than the hotel by far, maybe $25. In any case, it was cheaper than Grab, and cheaper than the hotel, because the hotel had offered for like $35, and I think Grab was for $30. And then he also offered immediately, hey, I can also do the tour for you if you're gonna visit Angkor Wat for $18 in a day. I mean, that's a really good price, I would say, for someone driving you around pretty much most of the day. And so this is the Bayon temple, and the faces that I was talking about, you can probably vaguely see it. I mean, I'm looking at a tiny screen here, but you have them on the top of each and every one of these pillars, right? That's really intricate and amazing work, to be honest. We haven't seen any monkeys yet, but beware of monkey attack. And this is, I guess, something that Angkor Wat is famous for, is these trees intermeshed with the ruins.
So this is about like the history that happened in Cambodia. You know, my country used to invade and controlled by Cham. Cham now they become Muslim people. They live in central of Cambodia, south part of Vietnam, and south part of Thailand.
I really like the elephants.
They come from Java, Indonesia. In the 16th century, they moved from Java. They take the whole.
So what the guide there is saying is, I think this is depicting the conquest of the Cham people, which used to inhabit large parts of Cambodia. So the conquest of Cham by the Khmer. So here we have the bridge to the temple Baphuon. It seems here there starts to be a lot less people, a lot less tourists. Want to see that sweat?
Coño. Sure. Yeah.
So this is the absolute top of the Baphuon temple. Well, that is the absolute top. We're not allowed to go there. And you have a beautiful view over the Cambodian jungle. There's even some monkeys here. But let me tell you, it's a hot climb. The humidity, we're both soaking wet. So bring clothes that evaporate very well. The view from up here, from where we came, is absolutely stunning. There's also an enormous amount of butterflies and dragonflies flying around here. I don't know if it captures on video, but right here in the air, there's so many. So I don't think it's possible to describe with words how hot it is here, but Laura is really suffering. But what she ordered was a fried noodles here in a restaurant in the middle of the whole park. We have a shared morning glory dish with chilies on the side. And I took this type of spicy curry thing, spicy Khmer dish. And it's one of the few restaurants that has aircon in the park. So we finished eating with good food, and we've arrived to the Tasom temple, which is known as the tree temple. It's essentially a really large complex that's still semi taken over by jungle. And what they're doing is they're trying to rebuild and preserve the architecture without removing the trees and maintaining its original character. By the way, I cannot explain to you how hot it is here. The humidity and the heat is absolutely insane. So this will be our last temple for today because we're absolutely destroyed. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But the views here are like this. So this is what I mean by the tree temple, right? We have trees right inside the ruins. And we're gonna see this several times. This one is really cool because it's still more presumably the way they found it. Our tuk-tuk driver or remorque driver actually says that they do have a cold season and that it can get 16 to 17 degrees in Cambodia. So here during the winter, so December, January, etc. It's almost hard to imagine right now that it really does get that cold here, because then you'd have to be visiting here basically wearing a sweater, and if you're in the tuk-tuk, presumably you have to be wearing gloves and a scarf because of the wind, right? At 16 degrees is not that warm. Yep. I know this might not be the most famous temple like Angkor Wat itself or some of the other temples like the Leper King thing or the elephant parade, but well, maybe it is one of the most famous, but it's really cool because here you're really walking through sort of like a wrinkly path in the middle of the jungle with trees everywhere. It almost feels like an exploration. That one is just really epic. The way that tree is straddling the wall. Very happy with my outfit here for the day. These sort of action sandals. This Uniqlo loose pants. Yeah, not sponsored by the way. And then actually one of the Gymshark shirts I have. All very airy. Thank the Lord. And then this I don't know, like Japanese slash on Amazon you can find it as Legionnaire cap, you know, because the French legionnaires used to wear this in Africa, and actually I think it's quite popular among fishermen as well.
So we have to go back.
So we're finishing now, heading back, and let's review. What did you think of Angkor Wat? Stop pinching me. What did you think of Angkor Wat? Tell me your review.
Very nice. Worth the visit, worth the heat, worth the non-glamorous day.
What was your favorite part?
I think this temple.
Me too, actually. So the Tasom, the tree temple, is our favorite one.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah, and there's lots of really, photogenic spots around here. Vacant. I mean, the other ones are also really good. I like the one where you could climb all the way to the top, but that one really does kill you if it's as warm as it is right now.
I think that one killed me.
Yeah, that one killed probably both of us in a way, because then you have to do the elephant terraces and the Leper King, and yeah, I mean, we walked a lot basically the whole day.
Yeah.